when you actually start, looking at the content, you don't know shit. Qualification structure, right? So the qualification structure is at an overall level has not changed, right? It's just still 3 levels. It is still 4 years of investment experience, right? That you have to submit after completing level 3 to get, the same frame. Yeah. So, however, the exam hours have definitely changed majorly because in our time, at least I can safely say that in our time, always had this thing in your mind that although I've done the preparation, but I have to go through those 6 hours of exams, and it was not that it was never the fact that it was uncomfortable or something. It was very comfortable. I mean, it was the best way to give an exam. But the challenge is in the second half of the exam is when a lot of people I remember just giving up because of the tiredness. So you need an exam strategy also, right? You can't just prepare. You can be the best preparer, whatever, if that word is right. However, how do you deal with that exam day? Somebody has to tell you, right? Prepare you for that. And that's where I think, level 1 training, I would suggest, even if level 2 you do not take any training, but level 1, do make sure that you have some people to fall back on. Right? Content is a very minor part because I feel the CFA curriculum content is the best content to refer because all others are just shortcuts. Right? Now that can definitely give you save some time, but the challenge is that you will not be confident in your exams. Trust me. Initially I remember in CFA level 1 I was trying to refer to Schweitzer. Not that I'm saying that I have anything against Schweitzer, but when I started referring to curriculum, that's when the confidence came. And I did not take Schweitzer, although I did get the set of the books just to get some practice, but I never referred Schweitzer. It was all the time curriculum. About 3 levels, how do they vary? Nothing really changes in terms of subjects because investment subjects are static, right? That's what it is. But the weightage will change. So level 1 will prepare you more on the fundamentals, like people don't have background of accounting, people don't have background of quants, although they claim that they've studied, which everybody does, right? But when you actually start looking at the content, you don't know shit, right? So, and that's what happened with me also, right? Because I knew that I knew stats, but when I looked at the stat, it was crazy, right? But today my understanding of stats is decision making, right? And today I'm making money on that. So in a nutshell, level 1 will prepare you for the fundamentals. Level 2 will talk about more on those application of those fundamentals on those assets, right? For example, if you understood quant and financial statement analysis, now in level 2 it will be about applying in fixed income, applying in equity valuation, applying in derivatives, applying in alternative assets, right? Depends. So level 2 is more about applications, seeing the application happen in assets. And level 3 is about, okay, fine, you know the fundamentals, you know the application, now let's bring it all together, because money making is not singular. You can't make money just on one asset because it is allocation which is more important, right? In fact, I would be very confident in saying that 99% of the money gets made not because of your single investment but of asset allocation, which means that if I know I can probably select one stock which gives me 100%, but in the longer run, 20 years, right, you would have made money because you allocated money to equity, and it was not because of that single stock selection, right? So that is what CFA level 3 will talk about, right? How do you manage portfolios for institutional clients? How do you manage portfolios for retail clients? How do you manage portfolios for banks? So that is what the level 3 is going to talk about, okay? So 2 hours, AM and 2 hours in the afternoon. So don't get excited the fact that exam is only for 2 hours. It's still for 4 hours, but it's computerized, right? And the number of attempts have significantly increased. So level 1 happens almost 4 times now. Level 2 happens twice, and level 3 also happens twice. So that gives you more options to clear the exam quicker if you are smarter, right? Although I would always suggest to keep a gap of 6 months for any preparations to happen, right? Level 1, level 2, level 3. But do not leave level 1. Do level 1 and then take a break of 1 year. You will never come back, trust me, because it's too much pain to take, after pausing, right? Although I did pause, but I got it. So the second part is, what is the format of level 1, level 2, level 3? Well, level 1, level 2, level 3, right now, level 1 will be pure MCQs, alright? It will be those 3 options that you get, and it's actually good because it's got 3 options, not got 4 options. 4 options is confusing, right? So 3 options, and easy to figure out. Trust me. But even if it has 3 options, those 3 options are so confusing. If you do not know the content, you will not be able to select. In fact, you might just say that, okay, I'll just do elimination. It really does not work in the exam. So you have to prepare, right? Level 2, the format changes to more of a case-led format. The format is still MCQ, but now they will give you this big ass cases, okay, on which you can there will be about 4 to 6 questions each cases, and that will repeat in both the sessions, right? 3 is half essay and half MCQ, right? Level 3 is as you keep progressing from level 1 to level 2, level 3, and if you have stuck your head out, and if you have really managed to stay with the content, you will find that level 3 passing is much easier. There's no such thing as, just like probably a lot of exams have this structure of percentile wherein they decide that how many people should pass. It doesn't work like that in CFA. Score which gets selected, saying that if an average candidate gives this exam, how much would he score? And that's how the minimum passing score gets calculated. It's not that CFA is like a CA institute which will come and say that, okay, we just want 0.6% people to pass that. That's not how it happens. The cost, I think it's peanuts, trust me, because the value that you get out of CFA is nothing related to cost. Salaries depends upon not just your CFA level 1 or level 2 or level 3, but it also depends upon your interest. So if you have good interest, you'll get the interview, that's for sure, right? But getting a good salary, if you're a fresher, 4.5 to 5 lakhs is a pretty doable salary after completing CFA level 1, I'm saying, okay? And of course, if you have stayed in investment industry for about 4 odd years more, then sky is the limit. But you could expect to be anywhere around greater than 12 to 15 lakhs, and that's okay salary. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not lying about that. Trust me, those graphs that you see, where people show 25. Well, 25 happens after about 10 odd years of experience, and whether or not you do CFA or not, right? So CFA is in no way saying that doing CFA will give you, it'll make you a millionaire. It's not claiming that. CFA is giving you the knowledge. Now, apart from that, there are a lot of tertiary factors, which are secondary and tertiary factors, like skills, interest, enthusiasm, right, energy. All these matters, right? So if you are under those category, then yes, you will succeed, and you have the ammo for that. The ammo for that, the backup for that, that's there, right? Okay, what to look for training? Is the trainer able to give you time? If it's more like a coaching institute, trust me, don't try to have the mentality of trying to have something very similar to a CA class. In CFA, you cannot memorize. It's just not possible. The content is just too much, right? It's about 2,000 pages. It's not possible to memorize everything. Mentoring and guidance, I think that's what you should look for training. If you are looking for such trainers, then that's the reason why we started Mentor Me, because we wanted to get our students to experience the trainer firsthand. And that's where our CFA training varies, because there's no limit on how much you can talk to us. There's no limit on the number of hours that we will train. If it requires, we will train for 300 hours. There's no limit on content, and there's no limit on the number of times you can sit and learn again, because every person has a different pace of learning. Some people might not clear the exam by sitting or getting guided across for 6 months. Maybe they take 1 year. So that's where the unlimited batches is what we offer in our training program, and all of us have the experience and the passion to teach. Plus we are all have obviously developed skills across clearing this exam, on what it takes to clear this exam. So if you want that kind of an experience, I think you should come and join us in our CFA level 1 training, which is starting in August, right? So that's all about CFA. I think I couldn't have spoken more than this about the CFA program. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you have any allegations, then put it on the comment box. I'll be happy to answer. I'll see you there. Bye bye.